Hi, we are here with Ernesto Salayandi, and basically, this is going to be a very brief interview with the objective of getting to know a little bit about a difficult situation he has gone through, about how he was able to cope with this adversity, and to learn a little bit about what resilience is based on his testimony. How are you doing, Ernesto?
Well, thank God I'm fine. My problem started at a very young age. I started having problems with alcohol since I was 13 years old and established a dependency. There is a phrase that says, journalist who does not drink is like a flower without scent. And I was working in the journalistic field back in Mexico City. And the reporters where I worked, they will send me to get the beers, and everyone at their desk will start to drink. At that age, I used to drink 1 or 2 beers, but linked to alcohol, I started smoking. Nicotine is a growing vice, and so my work rhythm became used to beer, tequila, cigar. Then, in Chihuahua, when I was about 33 years old, I didn't know cocaine, but I frequented many restaurants, and in the bathrooms, they all gave you little bottles with cocaine. Friends will give you some bottles with a little spoon even. Everybody consuming cocaine. When I started using cocaine, I could not stop inhaling it. Cocaine and alcohol stole my health. They stole my sanity. I went crazy. They stole my job. I lost everything. I lost my marriage. My home fell apart, and there was no money I could afford. So, I got to weight Sophie. I got to weight 60 kilograms, and with a look skeleton-like, yellow, dark eyes, trembling, I could not stop. The moment came when cocaine became my wife, my lover, my everything. But the days went by, and my mental state was in decline, because my mind was generating that my wife was cheating on me. Then cocaine discalcified me, left me with no strength in my bones. My teeth started to loosen, and even my teeth started to fall out. And I started to have tremendous bone pain. And so a doctor recommended me synthetic morphine. Then I was mixing a daily bottle of vodka, antidepressant pills, cocaine, and cigarettes. I didn't eat, I didn't sleep, and the drug made me commit very horrible things, like trying to kill my wife. Alcohol had torn me to shreds, and I could not stop. I couldn't say, that's enough. Then my wife talks to me and says, you have to do something with your life, because this can't go on like this. And I go to Oceanica. Oceanica is a clinic in Mazatlan, but when I returned to Chihuahua, I could no longer drink or do many things, because my wife already knew about my problem with drugs. I had to do it secretly, and the Novine started to give me mental disorders. The delusions or persecutions came in, which were horrible. I reached a lot of bottoms. I was fired from my reading program because I was no longer attending. I used to get high to live, and I lived to get high. And then it all came crashing down. I arrived at a rehabilitation center where it's a lockdown. The confinement lasts for 3 months, but it's awful. They have a very degraded treatment, surrounded by addicts, heroin addicts, cocaine addicts, everything. I've been clean in this story for 24 years, and I want to tell you that I have seen a lot of young people, men and women, who have died, many who have committed suicide, and many who have been overdosed. So I suffered a lot. Because after dependencies, after how the drug brought me, there were very serious consequences until I finally found peace. I had a spiritual awakening. I had incredible support from my family, from my wife, and I had stayed clean for 24 years. I go to schools, I go to revelation centers, wherever I am invited. I go to give the prevented message. I am a person who has a lot of respect for drugs because it's horrible. It's a prison. It's like being dead on life, trapped with no way out. And today, I am here happy with life, very grateful to God. I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful life. I love to write. I love to serve. I love to learn a lot. Thanks to God, I can help with my experience.
Yes, of course. And we could say that once you start to fall into vices, it becomes a dead end cycle where you felt lost and you started losing even yourself, right? And also talking about intra and interpersonal relationships because it basically began to affect all areas of your life. And so, Agus, I would like to ask you if there were any models, any source of inspiration, a support system that you counted on that helped you to maintain hope during this period you were going through?
My wife has always been there, through thick and thin. And also, in our community, it works very well anonymous alcoholics. And what we have in a double A is a lot of wisdom. There are many good fathers who, with their own testimony and example, are guiding you. They are helping you. It is a blessing. They channel you to work on your character defects, the deep wounds of the soul, and everything that an alcoholic like me drags with him. And you manage to transcend, you manage to forgive, you manage to reconcile, you raise your self-esteem and what you learned, thanks to the wisdom of alcoholics. And then you teach it to others, and it's great. When someone tells you, hey, I want you to be my good father, there is no nicer thing. You feel like a peacock to be able to help someone else. So, Alcoholics Anonymous works great.
Wow, how nice! And you were already telling us a little bit about how you're happy now, how you have a family for which you feel very grateful for, but how has it changed in this sense, your way of seeing life, your values, even your paradigms as a result of this experience you lived?
Yes, I had big change in my life. For example, I quit smoking 22 years ago. Cigarettes were hurting me a lot back then. So, when my self-esteem grows, when I feel good emotionally, my life starts to change. I start writing. I have an incredible spirit awakening out of the ordinary, out of a movie. And this awakening enlightens me, gives me strength, gives me light. And you have to realize that I enjoy so much what I am writing, that I feel that God is with me when I do it. And I used to write so that people could think, oh, look how good he writes. No, now I write for me. So I have learned to love myself, to respect myself. I am hypersensitive. You stick your tongue out at me today, and I don't forget within 3 years. I have changed. I used to be very neurotic, very explosive. Sex is some, for example, disappeared from my life. I have a wonderful relationship with my wife. We have been married for 20 years.
I enjoy life very much. I enjoy my children very much. I really enjoy being able to help people. I go to the annexes and I start dancing with them and I make them do very cool activities. They are blessing, so many blessings. And that's how I spend my time providing a service, listening to people, remembering where I come from. Every day I thank God because, as I told a colleague, today I don't have everything I want, but I love everything I have, and I love. I have to thank God for this opportunity because I started wearing. My column is called From Addict to Addict, and so I started to write in newspaper from all over the country, from all over America, the United States, and Canada. And I do my weekend column. I have more than 1,000 articles. I have 16 published books where I share my experience, and these are gifts from God. And you think a mom that tells you, hey, my son has already been clean for 8 years now. And it feels amazing to know that he made it.
Of course, being able to be light now, to be on the other side as a mentor, helping, guiding, sharing your experience, and knowing that it helps others to move forward, that is indeed a gift. And in this same path in which you inspire people, following along in the same line, to conclude this interview, I would like if you could share any advice, some words of encouragement for people who are also going through difficult situations and are also seeking to develop this resilience to motivate themselves on this path of moving forward to bounce back from adversity.
Look, what I have learned is that our path is spiritual. If you are spiritual well, everything will be fine. The point is that we abandon ourselves, and spiritually, we turn our backs on self-esteem. We turn our backs on the beautiful things that life has to offer, and we start to depend on vices, and everything falls apart. It is necessary to get to know the inner spiritual life. There is that sleeping boy, there is that sleeping girl, and there is an amazing picture. Spirituality is the synonym of treat yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, enjoy yourself, be grateful, value. That will be my recommendation. Value life. And I always tell them, who is going to do for you what you have to do for yourself? The answer is nobody.
All right, these are very valuable tips. And in the end, I think that's where the answer lies, isn't it? Start doing introspection with yourself. How am I doing in spiritual life? How I am doing in my goals? How I am doing in my relationships? To be able to draw from there the strength to move forward with the challenges that we face. I think you are an inspiration for everyone who is going to watch this interview and for all of us who know you. So thank you very much indeed for your time, for your teachings, and for inspiring us to continue.
Let's hope the message gets through, because better safe than sorry. It is better to create custom than to correct habits. And there is nothing more beautiful than to live life in freedom. Sophie, thank you very much.
Thank you, Agus. Thank you very much for this interview. See you next time.
God bless you.
Thanks, you too.